Tight there.
Naming class is the origins of paganism. Shalom, shalom. In our honor, glory, and praises to the Holy Father. In the name of His Son, Hamashiach Yahweh. We are the Swords of the Spirit, coming to you with a 7th-day class, which is the Sabbath. The 7th-day class, which is the Sabbath. And I know a lot of people out here doing Xmas. That's the right name for Xmas. Go ahead, X yourself out. What we going into today is the origins of all this stuff. Where do we come from? Why are people doing it? It's an origin of all this stuff, man. What was it? G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle. You know better, you'll do better, right?
Go on.
You know what I'm saying? If we know better, we'll do better. So if you got the information and the understanding of what you're doing, you can make a calculated decision on how to move. But see, our people don't do that. Our people just going by the traditions of man and not even understanding why they're doing this stuff now. Give me John 4 and 22. Give me John 4 and 22, man.
Yeah, it's on.
1, 2. Let's read.
Come, this is the book of St. John, chapter 4, and verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews.
Who is salvation for?
For salvation is of the Jews.
And I don't like the word Jew. Salvation is for the Israelites. Jew is a narrow-minded word that was given on to the people that lived in Judea. It was several people that lived in Judea. So that's why these Edomites think that they can take the word up and use it on themselves. They was converts. But salvation is of the Israelites, man. We know what we worship. That's why we not doing Christmas. Because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, commanded us not to do those things. But yet our people don't understand that. They think, oh, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I'm celebrating Jesus' birthday. You don't even know who Jesus is. You don't know who the Most High is. Give me 1 John 2 and 3. If you was worshiping, then it's things that you would not be doing in this Babylon again. And I mean Babylon. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
Come, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
If we do what?
If we keep his commandments.
So we do know him if we keep his commandments, right? So all these people out today with Christmas trees up and Yuletide logs and presents under the tree, they don't know the Most High. Because give me Exodus 20 and 1 and 2. Because if you knew, they're going to keep this commandment right here.
Come on, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
What's the first commandment?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
He said, don't have no other gods before me. What do these people think they're doing at this time of the year? You know what I'm saying? What do they think is going on? Who do you think you worshiping? Because nowhere in the Bible is it ordained to do Christmas. It actually speaks against doing Christmas. It actually speaks against putting up a Christmas tree. So when you saying, I love the Lord, I love Christ, I'm doing it for his birthday, no, you don't. Because it's not commanded for you to do Christ's birthday. It's commanded for you not to put any other gods before the Most High. And what we're going to see today is a lot of people know a little about what Christmas is about, but we're going to dig in a little deeper to get the real understanding on why people is doing what they're doing. Catch hold of this. This is a message for me. Give me Revelation chapter 2 and verse, 15?
14.
3. Give me chapter 3 and verse 15. This is a message from.
Come.
But they say they doing Jesus' birthday. See, this ain't Jesus. This is Hamashiach Yahweh. That's the problem. Read that.
This the book of Revelation, chapter 3.
He said, y'all ain't cold or hot. And the reason why he say this is because Christianity was built off of paganism. Christianity is a mixture of paganism. The Bible has everything to do with paganism. So he know your works. Do go against him. Christ didn't command you to keep his birthday. The Most High didn't command that. Read on.
Come. I would thou were cold or hot.
He said, I wish you would be cold or hot. Because it's witches, it's Wiccans, it's wizards. It's witch doctors who won't own that fact. When they really pagans. But they want to be acting like they for Christ. He said, you lukewarm. Read on.
Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Because the only way you can be hot on this thing, if you keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why he said, if ye love me, keep my commandments. If not, go to the other side. They want to be in the middle, acting like they love Christ, but doing all the things of the pagans. That's lukewarm. That's why we try to talk to our people about, you really supposed to be keeping commandments. No, I don't. The law is done away with. All this stuff comes from the Christian church. And what you're going to see, all the thought processes that our people got, that cognitive dissonance that we fighting through, is built off of paganism. All the thoughts that our people have towards about the virgin birth, or Christ being God, and God coming down here in the flesh, all that comes from paganism. That's what got a lot of our people confused. That's why when a Pan-African open up this Bible or hear about this Bible and see, oh, this story matches Isis and Osiris and Ra. Y'all got this out of Egypt. No. No, brother. That ain't what's in the Bible. That's Christianity. That's why it sounds so familiar. That's why the virgin birth sounds so familiar to them, because that's where it came from. And it didn't even come from Egypt. It came from Babylon. They different people, they different entities. No. God got off his throne. Okay. They got that from paganism. We're fighting through thousands upon thousands of years of paganism. Give me, this one, we're going to be working through this book today. It's called The Two Babylons, where they're literally going to break this stuff down, showing where the Roman system came from. This modern Roman Catholic system comes from somewhere, and it breaks it down. So I'm going to start at page 4. And y'all take notes, because this is some good information, man, especially when you're going to start teaching. You know, brothers be having classes and want to build on their classes. This is good information. So this is page 4 of chapter 1. It said, in leading proof of the Babylonian character of the papal church, the first point to which I solicit the reader's attention is the character of mystery. See, Paul talked about the mysteries of iniquity. This is what it's going into. If you want to know about the mysteries of iniquity, which is the mysteries of sin, it stems back to Babylon. This is where all the original sins stem from. And it say, which attaches a light to the modern Roman and the ancient Babylonian systems. The gigantic system of moral corruption and idolatry described in this passage under the emblem of a woman with a golden cup in her hand, which is Revelations chapter 17 and verse 4. Get that for me, y'all. Of a woman with a golden cup in her hand, making all nations drunk with the wine of her fornication. In divinely called mystery, Babylon the Great, that Paul's mystery of iniquity, as described in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7, has its counterpart in the Church of Rome. Got to think about it. Who was ruling at the time of Christ and Paul?
Romans.
The Romans. They was setting a system up, man. And you got to think about this. When they start bringing Herod and them and all of them converts into our nation, the reason why they was able to do that, because when we had leaders who went into Babylon and into Assyria, and they picked up these habits. They picked up Kabbalism and the Tammuz. They picked up these things and brought it into Israel. Think about the captivities we've been in. Think about it. We went to another place right now. It's going to be some people who've been Masons, who've been doing Christianity and doing other type of satanic things that they know about, that if they came with us, they could be in the back room somewhere doing this stuff, and it can easily entice somebody to get to doing it too. No, because that's what the fake Jews do today. They don't lean on the Torah. They lean on the Kabbalah and the Tammuz and the oral traditions that they was passed down from where? From Babylon. This is the mysteries of iniquity. This is the mysteries of sin that is going into. And all it did was get passed down from Babylon to Assyria, to Egypt, to Greece, to Rome. Because what we gonna find out, like Nimrod and Cush and Mizraim, and all, we know all them related. All them is Africans. Mm-hmm. So before going from Babylon to Assyria to Egypt, that would be a natural process, seeing though they empire. But then what changed was when Alexander took over the world, he sent this general Ptolemy to Egypt. That's in the Maccabees, to Egypt. What did they start? To Greece. Changed the names of the Egyptian gods, which were the Babylonian gods. Changed the name of them into Greek words. Still doing the same thing. Then when the Roman Empire took over, they took those same gods, deities, fake gods, renamed them Roman names, and just flipped the script. So today, this Mary and baby Jesus that they still holding on to, that ain't nothing but Semiramis and Tammuz from Babylon.
That's it.
That's why they worship the sun. That's Ra. That's Nimrod.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same thing. It's just been rebranded. So when they thinking that they doing Christmas for who? Why is it still baby Jesus? Because it's about the Madonna and the baby Jesus. That's what they worship. That's why they hold on to baby Jesus, because that's Tammuz. Christ is a grown man. He's been a grown man. He's on another level, and you still consider him baby Jesus? Give me that Revelation 17 and 1. 1. Start at 1.
Come. This is the book of Revelation. And talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore. Shalaki, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Because
Babylon isn't just one place.
Right.
Babylon is an empire. So Babylon sitteth on many waters. Babylon is America, Washington, D.C. That's why these cities like Washington, D.C., London, Vatican City, they're sovereign. They're sovereign city-states because they're the hub of Babylon. So Washington, D.C. is a sovereign city-state. It stands alone. That's the military branch. London stands alone. And it's a little London inside of London. I don't know if people know that. You got a little London inside of big London. Sovereign state, that's the financial part of Babylon. The Vatican City is the religious part of Babylon, and that's the one that controls everything. That's why the Pope, that the kings go at the commandment of the Pope. Read on, huh?
God, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
That's what Babylon is meant to do. So here, folks, we got to fight against that. Not give in to it because everybody else is doing it. That's the whole thing. Christ telling these brothers, y'all looking at the washing of the cup. You need to clean the inside of the cup first. You don't drink on the outside of the cup, you drink on the inside of the cup. So you got to clean the inside of the cup first. But see, here in Babylon, it's about the outside of the cup. The presents that everybody got, the stuff. But what's on the inside of the cup? Corruption.
He carried away, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Names full of blasphemy. That is the Catholic Church, man.
Come.
And the Catholic Church tell these 7 horns, the Pope. It's always been like that. You had a couple times England broke off and started the Church of England and things of that nature. The Protestants beefing with the Catholic Church and the Pope. Yeah, you had that. But ultimately, they gonna flex their weight and get their weight. Because if the Pope say, I want all these pagan religions to come to the Catholic Church, they gonna come. Because why? They all pagan. No matter how much the Protestants want to say that they believe in Christ, what Christ they believe in? It's not the Hamashiach Yahushua. They just want to fool themselves to make them feel like I was watching Sopranos last night. Her friend talking about, I let my family be a part of this just for things, just because I wanted my children to have things, and we're part of all this criminality and things of that nature. I feel so bad. And I'm like, first of all, you crying to him, who's nobody. Second of all, I'm like, you should be going hard with it like your husband, because that's all y'all got. I don't know why she feels sorry in the spirit. You ain't got no spirit, and you're not talking to a spiritual person that's going to be able to do a thing for you. So you might as well just own your kingdom and go hard like your husband going hard. This is what I'm thinking while I'm watching. Because all this crying and Edomite doing is for what? You worshiping a false god, so it amounts to nothing. It will profit you nothing. So you might as well go hard, Esau, because this all you got. And the fact of the matter is this. The proof in the pudding that Esau has no history, they have no originality. They have recycled, don't even have their own stuff. You gonna take somebody else false gods and rebrand them for yourself. Libraries, they took the scientists, they took doctors. That's what they do, so they can build up their knowledge, because they didn't have no knowledge. They don't have no knowledge. Only knowledge they have is of destruction. That's all they know how to do, is to destroy. So to do anything else, they got to go to other people for it. That's why they look at Chinese medicine like it's so wonderful. Oh, the medicine of the East, stolen history. Everywhere that they go, they become them. They go into Egypt, now y'all Egyptians. You go into Greece, now you Greeks. You go into Australia, now you Australians. You come to America, now you Native Americans. If they do it, now you Jewish. What people on the earth does that? Usually, if you all of that, when you step into the city, they're going to be doing what we're doing.
Right, right.
Not we go conquer people and then now we're Native Americans. Ain't man looking at you like you find out of Indian, what you talking about? He went up there and married a Eskimo woman, now he an Eskimo. I seen them, they go down to Hawaii, marry a Hawaiian woman, now they Hawaiians. They doing all the customs of Hawaii. Well, the white man is the devil, man.
Right.
He the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he's the one that's pushing the mysteries of iniquity. Read on up.
God, the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Verse 3. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Read on.
Come. Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
With the what?
With the blood of the saints.
Now, who was the conquistadors sent to murder? And the Pilgrims, and the Dutch, and the Netherlands, and the French, and the Spaniards. They came to the west coast of Africa to murder us. They knew we was there because they expelled us out of Portugal and Spain. They knew where we was at. It wasn't a shock that they ran into Israelites. They knew where we were at. When they came over here, they knew we was over here. They murdered the Native Americans, the Mayans, the Aztecs, Peruvians, then turn around. Oh, hey guys, what happened? Where'd everybody go? You murdered them. You know what I'm saying? They murdered the saints. They specifically put decrees out, manifest destinies. If you don't know somebody there, then why would you do a manifest destiny? Meaning we're destined to do this. And I'm telling you, they right. If you the sword of the Most High, you are destined to do that. They were destined to do that. They're right. They was on a mission that God sent them on for our wickedness. But that don't exclude them for what's going to happen to them, because we know that they took it on a whole nother level. Because you murdered the saints with the blood of the martyrs of Hamashiach Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. That's what the people do. That's when you know they wonder with great admiration, because how could a place that been molesting children for thousands of years,
Right.
people still go to this place?
Right.
The Pope looked like the devil.
Yeah.
Every Pope they have look wicked as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Old, decrepitated.
Smiling Francis too.
You got something out? Bring it up.
God.
To Deacon's point, go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. Because that's the beginning of when this stuff started to happen.
No, it's before
Like
that.
they talk, well, Alexander the Great, when it said the wicked came and he started doing everything bad in the earth, this is part of what Babylon is. When the wicked came and Esau came and took over. When he came and took over, that was pretty much game over for us. And it was because we sinned. It was because of that. And he did take that punishment to another level. But read this.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened.
Read that again.
And it happened.
He's showing you right here, freak came in and started doing wickedness to our people. Read.
After that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim,
Read.
and Shittim reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
The first over Greece. This is when it started, and not the beginning, but it started. You know, this is what happened. This is the records that's set for us. Read on.
Verse 2. And made many wars.
And made what?
And made many wars.
Esau was just doing his job here, just like he's doing his job in Revelations. He's the vessel. Those are battles. Those are fights, right? Read on.
And slew the kings of the earth.
And slew who?
And slew the kings of the earth.
Read the rest of that.
And went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
You see that when he says take spoils of many nations, that's money, that's treasure, but it's also like the deacon was going into, that's taking culture too. They took culture. They rebranded Tammuz, they rebranded all these things and named them something else in the paganism, because we recustomized everything. I mean, they recustomized everything to make us think that was Christianity, that was what, you know, we talk about. We do worship two different Yahushas, two different Jesus. Read on.
And took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him.
When it says the earth was quiet before him, he ran everything. They were the power of the earth at that time. Read.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
That's all I got.
And a correction, we don't worship two different Jesuses. They worship Jesus, we worship Yahweh. I don't worship Jesus, period. Because Jesus ain't his name.
Well, you know that goes with Second Corinthians chapter 2, where it says another Jesus, another spirit, another, you know, because
Right.
they said it's a Jesus that they thought, that they, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. The whole thing is that's not his name. Jesus is not his name.
Right.
No matter what we say, that's not his name. Because that's not Jewish. That's not Hebrew, shall I say.
Right.
That's Greek. So that's not his name. That's why they worship baby Jesus.
Too as well, about the name, about calling him, you know, the Most High said, when Christ said you can ask the Father anything in my name and he shall give it to you. The only way he's gonna give it to you is you're gonna have to call on that name. It's not gonna happen under no other name. You know what I'm saying? The Christian church got people believing that, oh, I called on the name of Jesus and $7 million was in my mailbox. Come on now, y'all know better than that. Okay?
What you got?
I was also gonna say, like how you bringing out that Jesus is Greek. When I was reading First Esdras, the 8th chapter, and there's a person in there, his name is called Jesus. But when you read Ezra, the 2nd chapter is pronounced Jeshua. That's where they get Yeshua from. And that goes back to Greek and how they be saying it in Yiddish and all that.
Con. Well, we understand that now. Let's get some more out of this right here. This is page 12 of chapter 11. It say the objects of worship. It says, if there be this general coincidence between the systems of Babylon and Rome, the question arises, does the coincidence stop here? To this answer is far otherwise. We have only to bring the ancient Babylonian mysteries to bear on the whole system of Rome. And then it will be seen how immensely the one has borrowed from the other. These mysteries were long shrouded in darkness, but now the thick darkness begins to pass away. That's what's happening right now. It was clouded in darkness. They do it in back rooms and caves and different places, but it's right out in the open now. It's 2021. Egypt, Phoenicia, or Rome are aware of the place with which the mysteries occupied in these countries, and that whatever circumstantial diversities there might be in all essential respects, these mysteries in the different countries were the same. Now, as the language of Jeremiah already quoted would indicate that Babylon was the primal source from which all these systems of idolatry flowed. So the deductions of the most learned historians on mere historical grounds have led to the same. And astrology from Chaldea, seeing these in Chaldea were sacred sciences and monopolized by the priests, that is sufficient evidence that they must have derived their religion from the same quarter. It obtained the epithet of perfect and was believed to be the most ancient of religious systems, having preceded that of the Egyptians. The identity, he adds, of many of the Assyrian doctrines of those of Egypt is alluded to by Papyri. The following from Birch on Babylonian cylinders and monuments. The zodiacal signs show unequivocally that the Greeks derived their notions and arrangements of the zodiac, and consequently their mythology that was intertwined with it, from the Chaldeans. The identity of Nimrod with the constellation Orion is not to be rejected. Eleusinian Mysteries has come to the same conclusion after referring to the fact that the Egyptian priests claimed the honor of having transmitted to the Greeks the first elements of polytheism. He thus concludes, these positive facts were sufficiently proved even without conformity of ideas that the mysteries traditions never lost the character of their origin derived from the cradle of the moral and religious ideas of the universe. All these separate facts, all these scattered testimonies recur to that fruitful principle which Egypt and Greece derived their religion from Babylon. We have equal evidence. It's just verifying that all of it is the same thing coming from the same source. It's nothing new under the sun. They're just running the same playbook over and over and over again. We keep reading through this. Every God, this is why people can't say the Bible fake. Every deity that we finna read about, a prophet has warned us to stop doing it. Stop worshiping this deity. Whether it's Tammuz, whether it's the Queen of Heaven, whether it's Baal, you're gonna find out who Baal is, whether it's any of these, Osiris, all of these deities, Diana, a prophet told us to stop doing it. We've been doing this stuff, man. Now, why would the Bible, if the Bible is like they say it is, why would it talk against all these different deities that these people are doing? Calling them out by name. Verse is this chapter 20. Page 20. King eternal and all appearance of worship in this eternal and invisible is almost extinct. While the mother and child, this is going into the Mary, Virgin Mary, and the little baby Jesus. While the mother and the child are grand objects of worship, exactly so in this latter respect also was it in ancient Babylon. The Babylonians in their popular religion supremely worshiped a goddess mother and a son, who was represented in pictures and in images as an infant or a child in his mother's arms. From Babylon, this worship of the mother and child spread to the ends of the earth. In Egypt, the mother and child were worshipped under the names Isis and Osiris. In India, even to this day, as Isis and Iswara. In Asia and Jupiter. Greece is Ceres and the great mother with the babe at her breast, or as Irene, the goddess of peace, with the boy Plutus in her arms. And even in Tibet, in China and Japan, the Jesuit missionaries were astonished to find the counterpart of Madonna and her child as devoutly worshipped as in Papal Rome itself. Xingmo, the Holy Mother in China, being represented with a child in her arms and a glory around her, exactly as if Roman Catholic artists had been employed to set her up. And they was astonished to go into other countries and see the same deities. That's how hard that Babylonian paganism spread into the whole world. Now check this out. I thought it was gonna name Tammuz right there. But right here it says, the name of Bacchus suggests nothing more than revelry and drunkenness. Man, I wish Joseph was here, because he knows, what's that down in New Orleans? The Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
It's a day that they do for Bacchus. Matter of fact, hold that, give me 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 6. Hold that. And it says, the original of that mother so widely worshipped, there is reason to believe that Semiramis, already referred to, who it is well known was worshipped by the Babylonians and other Eastern nations, and that under the name Rhea, the great goddess mother. So Semiramis was Nimrod's wife, and Tammuz's mother. She's the woman that everything is centered around. She's the Virgin Mary of today. That's the original version of the Virgin Mary. She was the queen and Nimrod's wife. And it says, it was from the son, however, that she derived all her glory and her claim of deification, just like Mary, right? Mary was, they say she was a virgin, but she's supposed to have Jesus. That's where she derives all her privilege from. The same with Semiramis. That son, though represented as a child in the mother's arms, was a person of great stature and immense bodily powers, as well as most fascinating manners. In scriptures, he is referred to under the name Tammuz, but is commonly known among classical writers under the name Bacchus. So first give me the Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 14.
Come, this is the book of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, where there said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these.
So Ezekiel come to women, they over here weeping for Tammuz, they weeping for baby Jesus. That's one deity. I don't even like calling them deities because they false. That's one lie they was weeping for. Know what I'm saying? So when we keep reading, he's also known as Bacchus. That is the lamented one. That's why they was crying for him. The lamented one. To the ordinary reader, the name Bacchus suggests nothing more than revelry and drunkenness. But it is now well known that amid all the abominations that attended his orgies, what go on at the abominations, man? And it says their grand design was professedly. Now check this out. Their grand design was professedly the purification of souls. Do you go to the Mardi Gras to purify your soul? Or Carnival? You finna pollute your soul even more. That's what you gonna do. Go down to the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Brazil, any one of these Latin countries. You can go to Mobile, Alabama. They doing a Mardi Gras. They doing it. They gonna do the Mardi Gras. I've been there. It ain't just New Orleans, but they go there to pollute their soul. They claiming the purification of souls. And adored as a little child in his mother's arms seems in point of fact to have been the husband of Semiramis, whose name Ninus, which by he is commonly known in classical history, literally signified the sun. And we're gonna go into Ninus right after this. Read 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. Now, this is what our people don't understand. This Tammuz, this Bacchus, is pretty much the same thing, right? So look what they finna make us do. And like we understand the scriptures, like why would we do anything somebody is making us do? Read that out.
Come, this is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So it wasn't even legal for us to do our customs at this time. We get hurt. Look what they make us do. We can go through the scriptures on things they made us do on somebody's birthday, on a king's birthday. So birthdays don't mean a dang on thing to us, man. Because these heathens want to try to make us do things against our will on their birthday. Why would we do what they do? That's paganism. Read on.
Of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint.
They were brought how?
By bitter constraint.
No, they came on their own will.
By bitter constraint.
Bitter constraints against their will. Read.
To eat of the sacrifices.
And I bet you they wasn't eating lamb neither. If you got to bring somebody in bitter constraints, that means they finna make us eat something unclean. And you know what their favorite unclean animal is. Read.
Come on. Constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go over. There went out a decree to the neighbors' cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Read on.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery.
So they forced us. Now we willfully going down to be in the procession of Bacchus. You see that? But all this stuff stemmed from a long time ago, and he's still doing it. All they do, and that's why the fact that I just want to have some fun is so dangerous, because that's what the devil predicated stuff on. By you wanting to have fun. Fun. I just want to have fun. And in the midst of you having fun, they incorporated all kinds of paganism and emanations into you having fun. That's why part of having fun is to whore sisters out.
Yeah.
Part of having fun is to hate your brothers. Because for people to want to have fun so much, how come when we used to go to the club, it'd be so many brothers wanting to fight other brothers? You came to Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Right.
That's what you came to do. You know what I'm saying? That the word, we know the level that people want to go to have fun. You know what I'm saying? It's people who will leave their family stuck out so they can go have fun. Going to the Mardi Gras, you going against the will of your mate to go to the Mardi Gras to have fun, to go do abominations. And people don't even understand they forced us to do this thing, man. That's the level that this thing is on.
I pulled up a little bit of information about Nimrod and how even to this day they. This is how they still portraying him today, and a lot of us not even know. Nimrod is the name of the artificial intelligence created by humanity to hunt and exterminate mutants. All right. In the game, moving the plot forward is called Dorman. That's Nimrod spelled backwards.
Wow.
And I'm here to testify. X-Men, that's my number one. You know what I'm saying? I love watching X-Men. But now they done move way down now. Because I see the Edomites have so much game in what they're doing. They serious about this thing. They serious about destroying us, even to the T.
Oh yeah.
IUIC brought out a great class on these comic book characters. A great class.
Yes,
That's where they get it from.
Yes.
See, you got to realize the fake Jews own everything. They own the comic books. So there's Stan Lee, he's a fake Jew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They go in corporate. Matter of fact, I heard that you can't even be in Hollywood unless you know about the Bible, because they always incorporating this stuff. That's why people be fascinated when they see a movie. Oh, they put some movie out talking about the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? I forget the name of it. It was black and white. Yeah, now you know the name of it?
Is it the Western?
Something Broomfields.
Yeah, something like that. So it's nothing new, but I guess everybody in different phases of life. So oh my goodness, they gonna put something in there. They want to see where you at. They gonna put it in there. They've been putting it in there. Like that we gonna tell Diana. That saying, we gonna tell you, Paul told these people stop worshiping Diana. They were ready to kill him. I'm not the great goddess Diana. The mother of heaven, no. But that's what they meant, like we said. But then we just say these people have no originality. They don't have it. They gotta get it from everywhere else. Oh my God. Why you think the white man say he the last samurai? The last samurai white? The last samurai white. Man, these Edomites are something else, boy, in everybody else's position. So it's not a shocker that they've been doing this. It's just we got to catch up to this world, man. We got to catch up, because one thing that these people take advantage of. All right, if you got a plan set, right? Your great-great-great-granddaddy set the plan up. We continuing on the plan, lock and step. Boom, boom, boom. But the people we got the plan going against, they don't know much. And as generations come up, they knowing less. You know what I'm saying? And less. unless because their elders are not telling them or they're not receiving it from their elders the way they should. So they're behind. If my family been running the world for hundreds of years and we got a plan and we got all the money, I know what the plan is. The people who the plan going against is just going along with the damn plan. Oh, you want us to do music? We'll do music. Oh, you want me to rap about killing my own brothers and whoring my sisters out? We'll do it for the bag, boss. Oh, you want us to play basketball, but I got to give up my bows? All right, boss. And they use those people that they make of high profile and use them against us. And we gonna keep being able to do this because the sheep love it. The sheep love it. They want somebody to tell them what to do. Well, it's a few programs that don't like it. We them programs that something ain't right. Nah, we not going along with that. Now we rebels. And everybody else agents. Oh, them niggas don't do Christmas. Keep your eye on them.
If we have more on that,
keep your eye on them niggas. They don't do Christmas.
Terrorists.
Oh, no, they some terrorists. We terrorists. Because we don't do Christmas. But that's how it is, man. That's why they put Israelites on the Southern Poverty list as terrorists. Because we know what the hell going on around here. That's all. They know what's going on. They know we ain't supposed to be together. I ain't mad at them because I don't want to be with their asses neither.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You stay over there, we stay over here. You cross that line, it's over. We don't give a damn. But they even know. But Babylon pushes interracial relationship. And you clearly see when Babylon took over. Because this country didn't used to be with homosexuality. Even though they was still some baggage. They at least try to keep it on the low. But they wasn't with it. They was taking gays to prison in the 50s and 40s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? Interracial relationships. They wasn't with that. Now all of a sudden they have a change of heart. You know, Jaquan and Jennifer, they can get together now. We're endorsing it. No. It's been a change of heart for a reason. We on to y'all. See what y'all got going on.
We like the white and black fountains.
Already.
Ain't got the drink at your next.
I'd rather be on the other side of the track than to be with them, bro. I ain't lying. I must be racist. I seen some white. We stay in the all black and Hispanic neighborhood. I seen some Edomites walking down the street, walking the dog. I know another one. We don't walk our dogs around here. We let them use it in the backyard. We ain't walking around with no bags picking up crap. No, man, that's Edomite. And you got to thank the Most High for waking us up out of this slumber that we did in, man. And my spirit never wanted to do Christmas no way. It be the women pushing Christmas. Because a man be wanting to say, how many brothers would have rather just had that money in their pocket? Shoot, it's just another day.
No, an electric bill coming up.
For real. Rent? Around that same time, you going in a because they don't want to feel like a bad mother. But women, I'm here to tell you, you're not a bad mother if you don't do Christmas for your children. If you don't give a birthday party, you are a good mother.
Bring it out.
If you don't teach them to go through the fire, then you are a good mother. It's not good if you doing these Babylonian customs and putting them on your children. That's not good. That's not a good mother. That's not a good father. But you are when you stand up and keep these laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God and teach your child in the way that they should go. That's what makes you a good parent. By doing it, thus saith the Lord, man. So we cover Bacchus. Go get Genesis chapter 10 and verse 6 while I read this. This is page 23. And Madonna is so described as very clearly to identify him with Nimrod, Ninus, king of Assyria. And it says, first of all, changed the passion, the desire of conquest. He was the first who carried on war against his neighbors, and he conquered all nations from Assyria to Libya, as they were yet unacquainted with the arts of war. This account points directly to Nimrod and can apply to no other. Doesn't apply to no other. Read this about Nimrod.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 10, and verse 6.
And it reads, and the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabath, and Ramah, and Septeka. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
Read on.
And the beginning of his kingdom, Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar.
Boy, it's so much wickedness in just the first parts that if you know about these places, you know about these names, like Shinar, Shiner. Do y'all know about the Shiners? Those old white men that wear them little funny hats and drive around in them little cars and act like they for the children.
Oh, the Shriners.
Shriners.
Yeah.
That's where this come from.
Yes.
They are wicked as hell. The Shriners, they wear the little hat with the little thing on it, look like some Moors.
And every Christmas parade.
Every Christmas parade, they in them little cars.
Yeah.
That's a secret society.
Yeah.
They get their stuff from this same place, but they masquerading like they're good guys. The Masons masquerading like they're good guys. Why do you think they got so much secrets? We're revealing the secrets right now.
Right.
Because all this stuff come from one place. How much more secret can you have than you do in paganism and it come from Babylon? Oh, we gotta keep it a secret. We can't let nobody know. We're the Masons. I tried to talk to this dude, Nate New, who was an old dude. He was supposed to be a Mason. I said, man, just tell me something, brother. I don't know nothing. Can you give me some knowledge about, I don't know, I can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. Acting like an old slave. Oh, can't tell you nothing. Oh, can't tell you nothing. I'm like, damn. So what if I wanted to be a Mason? Oh, can't tell you nothing. I'm like, man, go on, man. You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about a damn thing, man. All this secretive. And they dang sure ain't gonna let no niggas be up there with the white boys.
Oh, no, you ain't getting up there.
Like y'all got secondhand masonry going on around here. They gave you the hand-me-downs of masonry. Here go a hand-me-down Mason Bible, hand-me-down Mason building. Y'all ain't even in the mix, man. But these Negroes want to be Masons. Well, we exposing the secrets of the Masons right now. Why do you think they doing rituals? And why do you think we already know they ain't original. So where all they rituals and stuff come from? All these signs and all that different stuff. They just think they slick. Oh yeah, we gonna do niggas going here. See, the Swords of the Spirit is Masons. We clearly talking about them.
All you gotta do is watch presidents when they shake. You'll see two fingers going up the sleeve and all. That's all you do.
Oh, the Sword of the Spirit is Masons. They ain't gonna listen to nothing. We talking about them. Because it didn't happen before. I know at least 2 or 3 times somebody accused the camp I was in of being Masons. And we like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
They accuse IUIC of being Masons.
Yeah, by the costume.
But you think they finna go talk about the police? No, because when they get pulled over by the police, they gonna do their little Mason thing and they don't want to get off. You think they're gonna talk about this government? No, because if you're a Mason, everybody in the government Masons. So why would you be a Mason sitting up here talking about Masons?
Right.
When if you ask a Mason anything, they won't tell you nothing. So we talking about the mysteries of iniquity, which involves them too.
That's right.
You think they're gonna be talking about the mysteries of iniquity? No, because that's what they hold near and dear to their heart. That's why they willing to accept any religion. Anybody willing to accept any religion, you know they are pagan. Because these Israelites ain't accepting no any religion.
Gone.
Our religion is laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
The law of life is our doctrine. Understand me? Matter of fact, let's just get it. Give me Sirach 19:19 right quick. If you want to know what our doctrine is, we'll tell you. Ain't no Swords of the Spirit doctrine. Ain't no Nehemiah doctrine. Ain't no none of that.
Or Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments.
The what?
The knowledge of the commandments
The knowledge of the commandments.
of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. That's the doctrine that the Israelites live by. That's the doctrine that the Israelites are supposed to live by. It ain't no my doctrine. Hell, is it somebody's doctrine when you was in your sleep state, you didn't even think about the moon.
Right.
So then you wake up to the truth, know that we got to do the new moon, and you say, I'm going to do it like this. That's not your doctrine. Somebody already done tried it like that probably a million times before, whichever way you go. So it's not our doctrine. We doing a doctrine of life. Understand me? Let's go back. I'm going to read page 25. I want that. Get Genesis 9 and 20. I'm going to read this. So this is when it's going to really get interesting. So we didn't touch on Nimrod, right? We just touched on a little bit on Semiramis and Tammuz. They all belong together. That's the original three. That's where they get their Trinity from. You know what I'm saying? And when you see, man, I wish I had a projector easier to explain how they got the Trinity. Because they got, matter of fact, I know for a fact that bull that they was building that they came out of Egypt, that bull comes from Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? That bull originally had Nimrod's head on it. Understand me? All this stuff come back from there. But now we're going to touch on some stuff that I know people don't know. So, go right now. So Cush was Nimrod's father, right? So it's a, now assuming that Ninus is Nimrod, the way in which that assumption explains what is otherwise inexplicable in the statements of ancient history greatly confirms the truth of that assumption itself. Ninus is said to have been the son of Belus or Baal. Baal, B-E-L, the founder of Babylon. Was in reality the first king of Babylon. How would Belus or Baal, his father, be said to be the founder of it? Both might very well be, as will appear if we consider who was Baal, because the Bible constantly talks about Baal or Baal, right? And what can we trace of his doings? If Ninus was Nimrod, who was historical Baal? He must have been Cush, for Cush begat Nimrod in Genesis 10 and 8. And Cush is generally represented as having been the ringleader of a great apostasy. But again, Cush, as the son of Ham, was Hermes or Mercury. For Hermes is just an Egyptian synonym for the son of Ham. Now Hermes was the great original prophet of idolatry, for he was recognized by the pagans as the author of the religion. Nimrod's father is the prophet of idolatry. They still worship him today. So it's not just Nimrod, it's his father too, Cush, who's a real man. Because you got to understand, this stuff started from somewhere. People just didn't start worshiping wood and stone and sun and the moon and stuff out of nowhere. Somebody had to be the one that started up, because God left his commandments, and somebody was the one to say, you know what? F this. We ain't doing that no more. We doing something else. You know what I'm saying? That was Nimrod and his father, because Nimrod was the first to rebel against God. They built the Tower of Babel. The Lord came down, destroyed it. scattered the people, scattered the languages, and called it Babel, which means confusion. Now watch this. So Cush is Hermes, or what they call Mercury, because they kept, they changed names. But originally it's Cush. Nimrod is Ninnis. I'm gonna drop down and they say that Cush was known, because this is the thing, the pagans know this stuff. The Christians don't know that's the altar of their religious rites. So when they worshiping, they know who they worshiping to, and they know what they worshiping about. And they say that Cush was known to the pagan antiquity under the very character of, that's the origination of Baal. It's Cush, because all they did was take certain people that did certain things and then turn them into gods.
Yeah.
So these people that we reading about out of the Bible that rebelled against the Most High, the pagans reviled them. They looked up to them and they turned them into gods. That's what Esau do today. All the people that did so look up to them. That's why they still name still reign in history. You know what I'm saying? All the generals that went against the Native Americans, Andrew Jackson. What's another one? General Custer. All of them. The only reason we remember their name is why? Because they killed Native Americans. The only reason we know Christopher Columbus is because he the first one that led them to come taking us into slavery. That's the only reason why we know these people. Isabella and Ferdinand of Spain. Why? Because they put the money up for Christopher Columbus to come get us. Yep. That's the only reason we know these people. So they know these people for going against the Most High God. So it say that Cush was known to pagan antiquity under the very character of Baal, the confounder. The confounder. Babel, confusion.
Right.
If you getting somebody to go against the Most High God, what you trying to do? You trying to confuse them. What the Catholic Church doing? It's confusion, because you saying Adam and Eve was the first people on earth. Why they think that? Because it's right here in the Bible that ain't the case. Then once you start thinking that, now you thinking that Cain, where he get his wife from?
Right.
Now you confused. Oh, they did an apple. Where's all this stuff coming from? That's not in the Bible. Right. It's not in the scriptures that they ate an apple. It's not in the scriptures that there was only two people on earth. That's confusion, man. And the Catholic Church, Catholic means universal. Universal because they will accept all the religions up under them so they can put out that confusion. Confusion is, how the hell you got Lutheran, Protestant, all up under the same umbrella?
All of them.
I thought y'all doing the same thing.
Right.
How you up under the same umbrella and y'all doing different stuff? Because it's confusion, man. And it says, a statement of Ovid very clearly proves the statement to which I refer is that in which Janus, the god of gods, from whom all the other gods had their origins, is made to say of himself. The ancients called me chaos. Now, first, this decisively shows that chaos was known not merely as a state of confusion, but as the god of confusion. But secondly, who that is at all acquainted with the laws of the Chaldeic pronunciation does not know that chaos is just one of the established forms of the name of chaos or Cush. Then look at the symbol of Janus, which the ancients called chaos, and it will be seen a club. And the name of a club in the Chaldean comes from the very word which signifies to break in pieces or scatter abroad.
Wow.
He who caused the confusion of tongues was he who broke the previously united earth in pieces and scattered the fragments abroad. How significant then as the symbol is the club to commemorate the works of Cush as Baal the confounder. And that significance will be all the more apparent when the reader turns to the Hebrew of Genesis 11 and 9 and finds that the very word which a club derives its name is that which is employed when it is said that in consequence of the confusion of tongues, the children of men were scattered abroad on the face of all the earth. The word there used for scattering abroad is hephas, which in the Greek form becomes, and that's what ended up happening when they want to build a tower up to the Most High and try to challenge the Most High. They got scattered abroad and got put in different languages. That's what all this is going into, man. Cush and Nimrod and the things that they did to go against God and teach the rest of the world on that Maccabees. Did you read the part where it said the evils were magnified in the earth?
Yes.
Okay.
1 through 3.
Evils, Egyptians transferred their stuff to Greeks, and then the Greeks started doing the same stuff. Evils were magnified on the earth.
Right.
Because you didn't?
Because it's verse 9.
Oh, read that right quick.
It says, and after this, his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Because after that, the Egyptians transferred their stuff to Esau, and Esau took it to a whole nother level. So now you see why evils were magnified in the earth. It was already evil.
Right.
Then it's like taking some damn electricity and a metal rod. It's finna magnify some stuff. It's finna get even stronger. Because Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And then evil's magnified in the earth. This stuff is crazy.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 16. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols.
That's what happens. You doing Christianity, you in confusion.
Right.
That's why we got to fight against, what's the word again? Consonants.
Cognitive dissonance.
That's why we got to fight against that. Because they are living in a state of confusion. That's why, and when you don't want to go and really seek this thing out, when somebody coming at you, that's why your auntie or your great auntie be like, well, I've been doing this all my life. Because she don't even want to think about it. She don't even want to have to go through the process of thinking about it, because she's been doing it so long that it's embedded in her, and she don't even want to take the brain power to fight against it, because it's going to take some brain power. You got to use brain power to take Cedric Borgia out your head.
That's right.
You gotta exercise your mind to do that. And certain people get to a certain point in their life that they not willing to do that, and they stuck. They stuck in the matrix. But when presented with this evidence, man, it's undeniable what's going on. It's not even hard to understand. It's really simple. If you don't accept the evidence, man, then that's on you. That means we presenting the red and blue pill. The red pill is the one that wake you up. The blue pill the one that keep you asleep. And that's when you decide what you want to do. And it's a lot of people say, man, give me that blue pill. And I'm finna go be Santa Claus this year. Got our people, this is how confounded our people are. We over here fighting about a damn black Santa Claus. What? No, well, Santa Claus just gotta be white. Because he is white. He not even white, he red. That's the color of Satan. So why would I want to be Santa Claus, Satan Claus? Our people mad because they can't be Satan Claus.
Santa and Satan is just backwards.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Satan Claus, like Christ said, any man come through any way but through the door, he a thief.
Yep.
And a robber. So they telling you to lie to your children. Yeah, this fat Edomite man is gonna come through. He gonna come drop you off some presents, and you gonna wait up all night waiting on him.
Work too damn hard.
That's ridiculous. And then people get mad at you when you start saying and tell them that it is real.
That's right.
Right.
That's the problem. That's a state of confusion. You gonna get mad because somebody tell the truth, but you rather lie to the children. They got to be lied to about the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy. Yeah, this winged woman, this winged Edomite woman will be coming in the middle of the night to take a tooth from under your pillow and leave you some money.
My mama forgot one night.
Let me stop believing.
That'll do it.
It's
That ain't no damn. Man,
tooth fairy really a demon.
I ain't got no damn the tooth fairy. She ain't leaving nothing.
They leave me a dime.
It's crazy, man. Say, give me Daniel's chapter 11. I'm gonna read this. On page 28, it says, thus then, looking at the fact that Ninus is currently made by antiquity, the son of Belus or Baal, when we have seen that but when we look at what is said of Semiramis, the wife of Ninus, the evidence receives an additional development. That could be no other than the wife of Ninus could be no other than the wife of Nimrod. And further, to bring out one of the grand characters in which Nimrod was, when deified, was adored. In Daniel chapter 11 and verse 38, we read of a god called Allah Mahozim, the god of fortification. I can't talk today. Fortification could be, commentators have found themselves at a loss to determine. But read that Daniel.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 11 and verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not.
Read that again.
Verse 38 from the top. But in his estate shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
And shall do what?
Divide the land for gain.
So at this time, who the God of forces is. So I drop down and say, Ovid himself tells us that it was Semiramis, the first queen of the city, who was believed to have surrounded Babylon with a wall of brick. Semiramis then, first deified queen of the city and tower, whose top was intended to reach to heaven, must have been the prototype of the goddess who first made towers in cities. When we look at Ephesians, Diana, we find evidence to the very patroness of Slack. I didn't drop that. We find evidence to the very same effect. In general, Diana was depicted as a virgin and the patroness of virginity. But the Ephesian Diana was quite different. She was represented with all the attributes of the mother of gods. And as the mother of gods, she wore a turreted crown, such as no one can contemplate without being forcibly reminded of the Tower of Babel. Now, this tower bearing Diana is by an ancient scholarist expressly identified with Semiramis. Now, give me Acts chapter 19 and verse 24. So he's saying Diana and Semiramis. Who is Diana today?
Wonder Woman.
No, in the Catholic Church.
Mary.
Our people have a hard time believing that Christ had an earthly father. It's because of this story right here. It's not because of the Bible, because the Bible tells you straight up who his heritage is, who his father is.
Right.
And these people will not believe the Bible.
Right.
Because they believe in mythology, man.
Yep.
That's why. They're not doing the Bible, they're doing mythology. And when we present them with these facts, they don't want to believe it. You would rather believe, they can't even explain the fact of what they believe. You say Christ was born of a virgin woman without sex happening. But you cannot prove it. Because when we go through the scriptures, any angle they try to take, we put them down with it. You can't say no angel. You can't say the Holy Ghost.
Yep.
You don't know what the Holy Ghost is.
Right.
So what you saying? Because the story of Semiramis and Tammuz says that the sun god impregnated Semiramis. But the sun god is Nimrod. Understand me? Which is Ra,
Yep.
who's supposed to impregnate a virgin, Semiramis, and then they had Tammuz. That's where the story comes from. It's not in the Bible. So if that story comes from there, and they say December 25th is Nimrod's birthday, and this and all the Christmas tree and all that stuff involves this, then where do you get the birth of Christ at? It's made up. It's made up, and that's why a lot of our people have a hard time coming to their truth. It's a stumbling block.
Smoke screen.
Because the people that's smart, until you get the knowledge of the truth for real, you searching and you like, hold up, I know this some garbage right here. Then when they go, they look in Africa, and they want, well, I know I come from Africa, so oh, this sounds just like what happened in Egypt. Yeah. No, that Bible comes from Egypt. Yeah. No, Christianity comes through Egypt here. Christ was born of a man and a woman.
Right.
His spirit is of the Most High. That's all our fathers. Right. It's simple. Right. They want to make his earthly self be made of the spirituality. It can't happen. You can't make a earthly, fleshly person do spirituality. You have to make it in the way that the Most High set forth, and that's through the pleasure that comes with sleep. And it's like, damn, y'all don't want to believe that? Y'all don't want to believe the Son of Man, the Son of Man, the Son.
Right.
That's idiocracy, man. Give me that.
Come on. This is the book of Acts, chapter 19, and verse 24. For a certain man for Diana brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands.
That's the problem right there. You damn Israelites gonna come around messing our money up. This Paul sitting up here telling people that this ain't no real gods. He was making money, man. You don't think they making money off these crosses and these white Jesus pictures and all this different crap they got going on? Right. It's a whole industry. And that's what this dude coming around to the other ones in the occupation, like say, this dude right here messing our money up. Read on, huh?
Come on, verse 27. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world, they were full of wrath, and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians.
So this is showing another deity, right, that these people worship, who ain't nothing but a rebranding of the originals. But we in the New Testament now, and Paul is telling the people the same thing. Now today we're telling them about Mary. All it is the same playbook, man. We doing the same exact thing that we've been doing. It's just different names. They was calling us something different before they were calling us African Americans. They was calling us something different out our name. They called us Nigers out our name. We just in different location. The God's doing the same thing, just a different name on it. Now we over here in America, And we telling our people stop worshiping the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus. Because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be worshiping the Most High God through his laws, statutes, and commandments. But we just showing that all these different deities our people been worshiping, they still. All right, we covered that, the Virgin, page 91. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 21 for me. Because a lot of these people think that they can, well, you know, get together, start drinking some hot cocoa and start singing Christmas songs. You're going to get caught up because your mom is got a strong force on everybody. That's the person you need to get from. You can go around here, you probably go around everybody else but your mama. Come on, baby, you know, it's Christmas, baby. Just go on here and slide them slippers on, I thought, for you. Get in the spirit. Nah, mama, I'm staying the hell away from you. You gotta treat your mama like kryptonite. I gotta stay away from mama on any holidays, boy, because mama get you caught up. You know, I gave birth to you 9 months. Mama, that was 42 years ago. Still bringing it up. Mama get you caught up, boy. I tell people, you should be strong enough to go wherever you want to go. But I'm telling you now, your mama might be the one you need to stay away from, or your grandmama. Your mama and your grandmama, stay away from them on a holiday. How you over there singing Christmas carols in front of the church? Y'all better stay away from them, man. I'm telling you. You read that out. We'll be riding down the street.
Christmas lights.
See a brother with his friends on, singing Christmas carols with his mama. Like, oh, smoke time.
You know, we got the jazz. You
Knocked it out, boy.
That would have got bad.
Go over your mama's house, you smell all that, got them temptations going. Mess around, get caught up in the Christmas spirit. Y'all better stay away from them. Today, stay away from your mama and your grandmama's house. That's all I got to say. Read that out because this is why. Read that, 1 Corinthians.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
You can't do both. You cannot do both. You cannot sashay your way over there with these friends on, knowing you're an Israelite at this time of the year, with the force your mama got, the spirit your mama got on her, and think you finna sit around there and not do Christmas. You mess around, be eating some chitlins after that.
Christmas and chili.
That's what they use it, baby. You over there eating some chitlins, man. You can't you can't drink in a cup of the Lord and a cup of devils. So it's just best, if you can't resist your mama or your grandmama, just stay away from them right now.
That's what it is. Smile.
See that, Jeremiah 10:1.
Yep.
Keep that locked and loaded. So it says, this page 91. If Rome be indeed the Babylon of the apocalypse, and the Madonna enshrined in her sanctuaries be the very queen of heaven, for the worshiping of whom the fierce anger of the Lord was provoked against the Jews in the days of Jeremiah, it is the last consequence. Now, we know this, but I want, if anybody else catch hold of this class, they need to listen to this. It says, it is of the last consequence that the fact shall be established beyond all possibility of doubt, for that being once established, everyone who trembles at the word of God must shudder at the very thought of giving such a system, either individually or nationally, the least countenance or support. Something has been said already that goes far to prove the identity of the Roman and Babylonian systems. But at every step, the evidence becomes still more overwhelming. That which arises from comparing the different festivals is particularly so. The doubt of, I don't know what that word is, Ellis Christmas Day, Lady Day, Easter, the Nativity of St. John, and the Feast of the Assumptions. Each and all of these can be proved to be Babylonian. And first, as to the festival in honor of the birth of Christ, or Christmas, how comes it that the festival was connected with December 25th? There is not a word in the scriptures about the praise or the precise day of his birth, or the time of year when he was born. Long before the 4th century, and long before the Christian era, of the birth of the son of the Babylonian queen of heaven. And it may verily be presumed that in order to consolidate the heathen and to swell the numbers of the nominal adherent of Christianity, the same festival was adopted by the Roman Church, giving it only the name of Christ. This tendency on the part of the Christians to meet paganism halfway was very early developed, because in 313, Constantine, the emperor of Rome, brought paganism and Christianity together. Now, if you're a Christian, ain't that something that you might need to know? You might need to know that the religion that you're doing was mixed with paganism. And it say, and we find in Torellini, even in his day, about the year 230, bitterly lamented the inconsistencies of the disciples of Christ in this respect, and contrasting it with the strict fidelities of pagans to their own superstitions, once acceptable to God. The Saturnalia, the Feast of January, the Brumalia and Montronalia are now frequented. Gifts are carried to and fro. New Year's Day presents are made with dean, and now watch this part. And sports and banquets are celebrated with uproar.
Wow.
Home. Now, what's going to happen today? You got football games, you got basketball games. They do this on purpose.
Right.
They let you off of work on purpose. They set up sports and banquets on purpose to celebrate the birth of Tammuz. Because that's who they celebrate. The son of the virgin of the queen of heaven. That's what they celebrate today. That's why they have sporting events and banquets and get-togethers and let you off of work.
And all of them set up like coliseums.
And, exactly. And what this been going on. That they've been doing this.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing new under the sun. So people think they doing, oh, we celebrating the birth of Christ. No, you're celebrating the birth of Tammuz. That's what you celebrate. And it says, how much more faithful are the heathens to their religion?
Yeah.
Look, because their religion is about fun. Because in Rome, what they used to do was everybody and just be wild, have wild orgies.
And give slaves as gifts.
And give slaves as gifts. It was all about fun, wasn't it? It was about fun. Who take special care to adopt no solemnity from the Christians. That Christmas was originally a pagan festival is beyond all doubt. The time of year, the ceremonies with which is still celebrated prove its origins in Egypt. The son of Isis, the Egyptian title for the queen of heaven, was born at this very time, about the time of the winter solstice. The very name by which Christmas is popularly known among ourselves, Yule Day, proves at once its pagan and Babylonian origins. Yule is the Chaldee name for an infant or a little child, and as December 25th was called by our pagan Anglo-Saxon, no, they ain't my ancestors, their pagan Anglo-Saxon ancestor, Yule Day, or the Child's Day, and the night that preceded it, Mother's Night, long before they came in contact with Christianity. That sufficiently proves its real character. Far and wide in the realms of paganism was this birthday observed. This festival has been commonly believed to have had only an astronomical character, referring simply to the completion of the sun's yearly course and a commencement of a new cycle.
Now you want to know why it involves the sun? Worship.
The sun.
What do Catholicism worship?
The sun. The sun.
What do they say? Don't they say that the planets revolve around the earth? I mean, revolve around the sun? It's a damn lie.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High made everything to revolve around the earth, man.
Right.
But they switched it and said it's a solar system. It's not a solar system. If we revolve around the sun, then how come we watch the sun rise in the east and set in the west every day, which means it's going around us?
Right.
They are some liars, man. They lie about everything, so they set everything around their God. That's why they get skin cancer, sunburns, sunspots, all this stuff, but they worshiping the sun, man. They switched everything up to go along with their worship. The sun does not revolve. That's a lie. You got that for me out? Line it up, because we finna come to that next. It says the Christmas tree, now common among us, was equally common in pagan Rome and pagan Egypt. In Egypt, that tree was the palm tree. In Rome, it was the fir. The palm tree denoting the pagan Messiah as Baal Tamar. The fir referring to him as Baal Berith. If the mother was a tree, the son must have been recognized as the man, the branch. And this entirely accounts for the putting of the Yule log into the fire on Christmas Eve and the appearance of the Christmas tree the next morning. As Zoroaster, the seed of the woman, which name also signified born of fire, he has to enter the fire on Mother Night, that he may be born the next day out of it as the branch of God, or a tree that brings all divine gifts to men. But why, it may be asked, does he enter the fire under the symbol of the log? So that's where the Yuletide log comes from. The Yuletide log is supposed to represent Nimrod being reincarnated, and then he's supposed to be the Christmas tree, which is Tammuz. He's supposed to be reincarnated into Tammuz. This is where they get God got off his throne to be in the flesh of man. That's why we got to fight with these people, telling them that Christ and the Most High is two different people. Because they listening to this that said that Nimrod was reincarnated as his son Tammuz. This is why they cannot get it. We showing you the Most High in Christ is two different. That's why we even got to deal with that subject. It's because of this. Every subject that we got to deal with commonly comes from the mythology.
Right.
And y'all see how hard it is to get somebody to understand that Christ and the Most High is two different people, or that the virgin birth ain't what you think it is, because they embedded with mythology, paganism. And it's easier for them to believe that crap than believe Christ was born like everybody else.
Right.
You can believe that my mind can't comprehend the creator of all things getting off his throne, coming down here. Creator don't take the time, he in charge of everything, but it comes from mythology.
Right.
The same way with how they say the song, Christian song, going up yonder.
Going up yonder.
You think God want our stubborn hard head asses up there turning it up? Nah, we tore up slavery. No way.
Read that out.
Lie.
Let's get that Christmas tree.
God, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, starting at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Oh, who?
O house of
See,
Israel.
the thing is, it's not talking about everybody. We're but a very small percentage of people that's entitled to this right here. Very, very small percentage of people. Very, very small. Because this Babylon, this daughter of Babylon, this wine so strong that they got everybody drinking, that they got Muslims doing Christmas.
Right.
They got Chinese people doing Christmas. You got people with their own religions doing Christmas. I don't get that. You like, hold up. Now, if this Bible ain't real, I don't know what is now. If this Bible not real, I don't know what is. It's telling us it's gonna be a whore. They go around getting everybody drunk off of. They in Saudi Arabia doing Christmas. They supposed to be Muslims. Christmas ain't in the Quran. That's how strong this wine is, man. That's why our people drunk. We like, wake up! Wake up! They like,
I had to throw that.
read on.
God. Verse 2, book of Jeremiah, the 10th chapter. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
What did the Bible say?
Learn not the way of the
He
heathen.
told us, do not do it. All the prophets told us, don't do it. Don't learn the way of these heathens, man. It's going to get you caught up. Read on.
And be,
Worship the sun, the moon, the stars. All of that is for them.
Right.
Don't you be dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right.
If I put a blood moon on there, don't start acting like them. If it's an eclipse, don't start acting like white folks and burn your retina out trying to look at it. Oh, eclipse! Ah, can't see. Because you're an idiot. Because you're an idiot. I know people personally burnt their dang on retinas out on the eclipse. The whole job side. Oh, eclipse. Oh, I can't see. Oh, I can't see. Yeah, because you're an idiot. You was dismayed.
for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Is that not a true statement?
Yes.
Very much so.
Read on.
For the customs of the people are
It's a palm tree, fir tree, pine tree. Read.
the work of the hands.
What they do?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Mm-hmm.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Mm-hmm.
They are upright as the palm tree.
That's the what?
As the palm
Why
tree.
they bring up the palm tree? Because that's what they was doing in Egypt. Read on.
But speak not. They must needs be born.
They gotta be moved. Somebody gotta move them. If it's a God, it should be able to move itself, right? But it's hilarious watching these people try to move their gods around and them just tumbling over. Hey, y'all trying to move them. They over here, and them just topple over because it's garbage. Read on.
But speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
Thou art great, and thy name is great in might. I'm finna give y'all one more. And this right here is, they love that cross, don't they? They love that cross, don't they?
Jesus, please.
That's my Jesus piece. That's my Jesus piece. It's gonna protect, but it all, like I said, it's about superstition. Like, brother, what that cross gonna do for you? They superstitious.
Yeah.
They think if I got this cross on, it's gonna protect me. Bro, a vampire don't even give a damn about a cross. Right? You trying to put them up? So you know that's a lie. All the movies they put the cross up. What's it? Get that out of my face. Mean nothing.
Exactly. Grab
The damn vampire probably got a cross on himself.
Yeah.
So we know rappers, strippers, pastors, priests, came saying we inverted it. It don't matter. So let's see where that cross came from. This page 197, section 6, the sign of the cross. There's yet one more symbol of Roman worship to be noticed, and that is the sign of the cross. In the papal system, as it is well known, the sign of the cross and the image of the cross are all in all. No prayer can be said, no worship engaged in, no step almost can be taken without the frequent use of the sign of the cross. The cross is looked upon as the grand charm, as the great refuge in every season of danger. In every hour, a great refuge in every season of danger, in every hour of temptation, as the infallible preservative from all the powers of darkness. The cross is a one to call it in the hearing of the genuine Romans by the scriptural term, the accursed tree. That's all it is, the accursed tree. You talking about the cross that Christ got murdered on? You want to wear that on your neck? That's a cursed tree. It's like taking a tree that one of our people got hung on, one of them great trees in the South, they hang us on, and then you getting an emblem made of that and putting it around your neck. That's a cursed thing.
Right.
The said, "Curse is the man that hangeth from a tree."
Exactly. But they take this cross and, oh, it's my great refuge. No, it's an accursed tree, and it's really, if an Israelite man got a cross on his neck, a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, then people can literally look at you and know you don't know a damn thing. Because that's how I look at it. This brother don't know a damn thing. That's a mark. See the mark showing you faux paganism, or you don't know a damn thing about paganism. So it's like the cross is a door, a cursed tree. To say that such superstitious feelings for the sign of the cross, such worship as Rome pays to a wooden or metal cross, ever grew out of the saying of Paul, God forbid that I should glory, save in the cross of our Lord, Hamashiach Yahushua. That is, in the doctrine of Christ crucified, is a mere absurdity, a shadow, subterfuge, and pretense. That which is now called the Christian cross was originally no Christian emblem at all, but was the mystic Tau of the Chaldeans and Egyptians, the true original form of the letter T, the initial of the name Tammuz, which in Hebrew radically the same as in ancient Chaldea, as found on coins, was formed as a T. So we try to tell people that this mystic, it's a mystic towel was marked in, oh yeah, I gotta put that part. That mystic towel was marked in baptism on the foreheads of those initiated in the mysteries, and was used in every variety of way as a most sacred symbol to identify Tammuz with the sun. It was joined some, whether the Maltese cross which the Roman bishops appended to their names as a symbol of their may be doubtful. Let's scratch that part right there. But it's the mystic Tau. That's the mark that they do in Tammuz. So we can run around, but it goes with what they doing, right? If Christianity is really worshiping Tammuz, then you wearing the cross is proper. And it took me a long time to stop getting mad about that, for it to sink in your head that the cross is nothing. You know what I'm saying? These people, white man, you wear the cross. It's nothing. It's nothing for us. But we try to let our people know, do you know why you wearing that cross, man? Do you know really why you wearing that cross? They don't. They don't. They don't realize they worship the Tammuz. But your hard-headed and stubbornness is what's going to get you killed. Being hard-headed and stiff-necked, when somebody trying to tell you what is really going on, that's what's going to get our people killed. So we're going to give one more scripture, Ephesians 5 and 11.
You put them all on Bibles and everything.
Everywhere.
They on everything.
Tammuz. Come on. Read when you got it.
Come. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
Holiday that our people is doing today. We're going to bring light to this subject. And I pray that some of our people watch this thing, that we're going to spread it all over social media, man. And we know other Israelites is putting this work in too, spreading that light over this darkness that's going on here. Right. So give me the law, Exodus 20 and 2 again. Because this is the main thing we keep getting in trouble for, breaking this commandment right here.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Read on.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image,
Any what?
any graven image,
The mark of Tammuz.
or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Of them that what?
Of them that hate me.
We're trying to show the people that y'all are hating the Most High God by giving into the traditions of Babylon.
That's right.
Traditions of Babylon. This is exactly what Christ was talking about. People would rather do traditions than to do what the Most High God told them to do. We got our own traditions. That's to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. You want to give gifts, give them on the Feast of Dedication. You got 8 days to give gifts. You don't have to do it on Christmas. You can give gifts all throughout the year. You can have family time anytime. You don't have to do it at the designated appointed time of the oppressor, man. Let's do it at the designated appointed times of the Most High. That's what's going to profit us. So I hope you got some edification. I give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High God in the name of His Holy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. And with that, we say shalom.
I know it's all right. Ding, ding.